Okay, I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. It is live. We don't see anybody. Okay, if you can hear me, Cindy, let me know. I'm talking, but it says nobody else has joined. Okay, I have one viewer. That's a good sign. And let's see how this goes. All right. All right. Here's the PowerPoint. So hopefully you can see it and get back to the page where we were. Okay. Just waiting for some verification from one of my viewers that they can see the PowerPoint. Continue talking. Okay, so Melinda can hear me. Cindy can't. Oh boy. Okay, I think I have confirmation that a few people can see it. So let's see, I went over Enroller and sponsor a little bit, and it'll be easier when I show you in the back office some more what that means. Your upline is simply the person who sponsored you, the person who enrolled you, the person who enrolled them, and so on and so forth. So we some of that'll make more sense to you. So when you become a wholesale member or a wellness advocate with doTERRA, you get your own website to log into and do your shopping for, and you also have a retail website that you can send your friends to, an online store that will Tara. And if you guys haven't seen your new online store, it's pretty cool now that they've updated it. For everybody, your online store is typically mydoterra.com/your first and last name, unless there's a duplicate name out there that's already enrolled that has your same name. Then they might use a middle initial, or maybe they put a number at the end of your name. Just to find that out, I'm going to show you in just a second. So let me go over and log in to my back office so that you can see this. So this is the screen you come to for anybody who's brand new. It's mydoterra.com. You're going to put in your member ID number, whatever that happens to be, and your password. And then this is your back office. So when everybody first logs, you end up on the shop tab. So this is where everybody begins. And if you're on loyalty rewards, notice on the right-hand side, your previous loyalty rewards orders. For those of you who are brand new, you won't have this, but you will have in this box on the right where it says scheduled LRP orders. Right here where my mouse is going back and forth, it will say, would you like? So this is where you want to set up your LRP. The person who enrolled you can help you with that. I'm also happy to help you with me a call or send me a message. I can help you do that too. So let's take a look at the graphic tree. A little bit about enroller and sponsor quickly. If you kind of look at a tree, that sort of helps you a little bit with this. So what I did is Wellness Advocate Services, genealogy, and then graphic tree. doTERRA has just updated what the graphic tree looks like. I'm old school, so I like to go back to the old tree because that's kind of what I'm used to. I like to look at the circles and squares and triangles instead. So let's see if this will cooperate. Okay, so this is part of my tree here. And now what we're looking at on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of people, or 7 if we go down here. So everybody who has somebody under them is a sponsor. So for example, this person here in red, Jenny Lynch, is the sponsor of this person, and the sponsor of this person, and this person. Anybody under her, she is the sponsor of. May or may not be their enroller, but she is their sponsor. So that just means, for example, I put a few people under Jenny because she's one of my really good friends and really good customers. So she purchases over $100, and I've helped her build a team so that she can get her oils for free. So a few of the people under here, she's enrolled, and some of them, but she is the sponsor for everybody under her. And then this person has all of these people under them. They are, she is the sponsor, and so on and so forth. So sponsorship just mainly talks about where you are in the organization, who is above you or who is supporting you. That's what sponsor means. Upline is anybody above you. So this person here in this blue circle has this person as an upline, this person as an upline, this person as an upline, and then eventually me, who I'm not showing on this particular side of the tree at the moment. I'm a little bit farther to the right. So that's just a little bit of a what sponsors and what enrollers may look like. And your tree may not look like this yet, but one day, trust me, it will. So the next thing I wanted to show you was your retail website, how to find that out if you don't know. So on your back office, you'll see my online store. You can click on Preview My Business Site, and that will take you to your website. You can send your friends and family and new contacts here to shop, to join and save if they want to join as a wellness advocate, wholesale customer, preferred customer, if they want to learn about healthy living or some recipes, do-it-yourself projects. If they want to look at a couple of videos, maybe they don't know what essential oils are, maybe they don't know what doTERRA is. So this is a great site for that. They can go through the shop tab and even look around and see what kind of products we offer, and they can purchase things from you. All right, so if you're not sure, let's see, for my site up here, you'll see where it says mydoterra.com/Tammy Fawcett. So let me show you how to find what yours is, and if it's something that you want to change, how to change it. So under my online store, you'll see my settings. Click on that, and that will take you to the page where you have the opportunity to change your business site name. So mine right here has my name in it. I could change it if I want, you know, oily wellness, or something that you've come up with on your own. It's creative, or maybe you like to use a nickname, or maybe you like to use a full name, maybe you like to use your middle name. So you can change that here and then just save the settings, and that's how you can change your website to be wherever you like. Okay, so let's go back to that. Oh, that took me back to the beginning. Okay, so in doTERRA's compensation, they actually pay you 5 different ways: retail profit, fast start bonuses, power of 3, your unilevel, bonus pools. So the only way to earn money with doTERRA is if you are on LRP and you have 100 PV cart, and that you spend that 100 PV once a month. So each month you spend 100 PV, you can earn commission and cash from doTERRA. So let me explain a little bit about what those are. So for retail profit, anybody going to your retail website, you can earn 25% of whatever they buy. So if they go in and they spend $100, you can actually earn $25. Somebody who just wants to try 1 or 2 things, then maybe send them to your retail website and let them purchase something to try it out and see if they're in setting up a wholesale account after that. Another way that you can do it is you can offer to purchase something for them on your LRP order. And I don't recommend doing that more than once or twice for a friend, because you don't want to end up being the middleman for somebody. As you end up with multiple people wanting to put orders on your account every month, and then that's something you've got to deliver for them. You've got to figure out what each person owes you and calculate tax and split the shipping, and that gets to be rough after a while. But if you're doing it here and there for somebody, then that's a good way to get somebody started, and then you're going to receive the points for it. So it does also benefit you that way. Another thing is that if you're trying to get to your 100 a month so you can earn cash, maybe your budget's only going to allow you to spend 50 or 75 a month. Maybe if you get a few people's orders to yours, that'll get you to your 100. So sometimes that's a way to get started. All right, so fast start bonuses is the second way to earn money besides retail. So for every person that you enroll, you get 20% commission for that person. And then that's 3 generations. So let me explain that to you. So in the green, you see the new wellness advocate, the new person who's enrolled. The person who enrolled them gets 20%. The person who enrolled that person gets 10%. And the person who enrolled that person gets 5%. And fast start bonuses are paid out for 60 days. So whatever your new person purchases in 60 days, you get 20% of. And your uplines get 10 to 5%, which is pretty cool. Here's another little example of fast start bonuses. So if we talk about let's assume the new person, the new enrollee at the bottom, has spent 200 PV in their first order. That means the enroller will get paid $40. The enrollee's enroller gets 10%, which is $20, and their enroller gets 5% or $10. So if you actually duplicate this in a class and you have enrolling maybe in a month, that's going to help you cover the 100 PV that you have to spend in order to get your checks. Initially, it basically gets you your oils for free. So if each of those new people order 100 PV in their first orders, you get $20 from each of them, and that equals the $100. Okay, so just a few things to remember. You got to be on loyalty rewards. You got to be on loyalty rewards when you're to receive cash benefits from it, and you get paid for their orders for 60 days through Fast Start only. Fast start period is Monday through Sunday, and then they pay it out on the following Wednesday. So this page is just a little bit about what enrollers and sponsors are. The differences is I'm not going to go into this too detailed right now since we had so much difficulties with the class, but basically teaching the class, introducing people to doTERRA. You know, they're paying for handouts and things like that. So the fast start bonuses to sort of cover their expenses. The sponsor may or may not be the enroller. If the enroller already has, you know, 8 people on their front line, maybe even more, they want to put their new people under somebody else. They want to pick a sponsor for them. So you want to make sure you pick a person who is interested in being a sponsor, is okay with being a sponsor, and they're willing to spend $100 a month in order to make it beneficial for both of you to put somebody under them. So various ways to share doTERRA. Basically, this is talking about signing up people. Okay, they can go to your retail store. You can give them a copy of an enrollment form to fill out, and then you take that and put it in the computer yourself. You can do it through calling doTERRA's customer service, that sort of thing. Let me show you on your website for anybody who doesn't know how to enroll people. There's 2 places you can actually do this. One of them is on your dashboard tab. So if you click dashboard, you'll see over here on the Wellness Advocate. You can also go up to Wellness Advocate Services, and the second tab or second line down says register a new Wellness Advocate. You click on that or the other one. Either one takes you to this exact same place right here where you pick your language. And then you want to pick what type of member you're enrolling. Is it a wholesale member? Is it a preferred member? Wholesale people, because you get 25% off instead of 20. You also have your own website to do your ordering and things like that from. The difference in prices between joining for both of those is only $10. Preferred membership is now $25, and wholesale membership is $35. So you get a lot more value for that extra $10, in my opinion. So once you choose that, then you hit continue. Page, everything that has a red asterisk next to it is what needs to be filled in. And then after all that is filled in, you'll hit continue, select their kit or their introductory packet and whatever oils they want to choose. The one important thing you want to make sure is in this sponsor enroller ID section, you want to make sure that you put down your sponsor ID or your enroller ID, if that's you or if that's somebody else. And I tell people every time to make sure when you're putting something in here, when you're picking a number, you haven't created an error by typing the number in wrong or transposing something. I always tell my people to hit verify. When you hit verify ID, it pops in your name. And then that way you'll know whether you put in the wrong number or the right number. Because it would be really disappointing if you actually typed in the number wrong and you enrolled somebody under a stranger somewhere. That has happened a number of times, and we're actually able to fix it, but it's a lot easier if we don't let the mistake happen in the first place. But mistakes do happen, and we can usually take care of them. Okay, so let's see. Next is compensation after fast start bonuses and signing up new people. Is we are in a sponsor and teach business, not a recruit and sell business. I've always really liked that, and I kind of feel doTERRA is not really a salesman. They're really just teachers and educators and those who care about others and helping them. So again, this is just reiterating not to let your LRP cart or your monthly order to fall below 100, so that you always get paychecks. If you're going to be enrollers, then you want to make sure you're taking care of your people, following up with them. When it comes to placement, trying to figure out where to place people. As I was mentioning earlier, you really don't want to have more than 6 or 8 people in your front line typically. You benefit a lot more by building wide and deep than building just across your front line. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. So trying to figure out where to place people can sometimes be the most confusing and frustrating because you have 14 days to figure out, where to place people in your organization. And a lot of times I think it really helps to have your upline to talk to about that to figure out. So just know in the first 14 days you have the opportunity to move your new enrollments one time. So before you do that, make sure you are fine and happy with your decision. All right, power of 3 team bonuses. This, in the very beginning of starting a doTERRA business, is how you earn money. So fast start bonuses help you cover your cost of your oils, and the power 3 team bonus helps you get a little bit more. So what is the power of 3? It's basically finding 3 people that you have enrolled underneath of you that are willing to spend at least $100 each month and every month. So when that happens, when all the green people here in the middle each spend $100 or more a month, and you spend $100 or more a month, and your team volume between you and them and any front line is $600 or more, you get a $50 bonus. So they're using 150 PV each here as an example, just because that makes it simpler. If you get everybody to spend 150, then you can basically build your power of 3 much faster because you need less. But me, I have, if this was an example of my front line, I have 6 people. So I have 3, sometimes every single month. And then I have the other 2 or 3 people who spend maybe 50 here, maybe 30, maybe 75. So their orders are really helpful because they help me to get to this 600, PV here so that I can get my bonus. So look at the next level. So let's say you got your 50 and now you want to help your people, your front line, get their 50. So once each of those people in your front line get 3 people over 100 a month, they each get $50. And when all 3 of them do that and get $50, you get a $250 bonus. Definitely have gotten your oils for free, and then you're making a little bit extra each month. So if you help your own team members achieve their power of 3, $50 bonus, that benefits you, and then they duplicate that and help their 3 under them do the same. So when that happens, your front line gets their $250 and you earn $1,500. So that's a pretty significant amount monthly. I haven't reached that yet. I think I have to admit I've focused probably more on rank advancing than power of 3. Everybody has different priorities, and sometimes it works out, better one way than the other. For me, so far, it's just worked out to rank and advance opposed to power 3, but I'm probably only 3 or 4 people away from my $1,500 bonus, which I'm pretty excited about. So the cool thing about this is that you can multiply that by 2. Once you get your $1,500 bonus, you can do it again and bonuses. So let's look at this here. If you imagine this screen and we doubled it, so let's say you had 6 green people here, right? All ordering over 100. That would mean you're getting your $1,500 bonus, and then maybe you're getting a $50 bonus from another set of 3. And then once those people get their $250, you're getting another $1,500. So you can duplicate this whole tree, this whole organization twice and get double the money. So $3,000 a month is pretty good. Placement rule number 2, you don't want to enroll people under people who are just consumers, who are not choosing to spend $100 every month. They might not even be on LRP. You really don't want to do that. It doesn't benefit you or them. Unilevel commission is the fourth way of earning money with doTERRA. So you've got your fast start bonuses, you've got your Power 3, and now you have Unilevel. Unilevel can be kind of confusing to some people, especially if you look at this page right here. At the top part, it just has everything we've already talked about. So retail profit on the top left, fast start bonus in the middle, Power 3 bonus on the top right. Then this big blue section of the chart right here is talking about the Unilevel commission, and we're going to break that down a little bit on the next slide. So this has just taken away all the other stuff, and all we have is the Unilevel commission. So let's look at an executive. If you look at an executive, it's sort of in the middle column there. The monthly PV for that is 100, because you have to have at least $100 to get paid. If their OV, or their organizational volume, reaches $2,000, then they are qualified as an executive. That's paid for 4 levels down for people on their organization. So their top level, they get paid 2%. Below that, they get paid 3%. They get paid 3% for levels 3 and 4. So as you can see from here, doTERRA pays you more for the people farther below you on the top level. And this is kind of the opposite of what a lot of network marketing groups do. They tend to pay people more for their first level and less as they go down, because when you grow deep and wide, that would require those companies to pay you a lot more money. So if they reverse it, they pay you the most at your top level, a lot of that money for themselves. doTERRA does the opposite, because it benefits not just you as the business builder, but it benefits everybody on your team. So it encourages you to help your team grow their business. There's no, it's not competition. So you're not in competition with your own team. This allows you and another person maybe on your team, if you know somebody in common that wants to join, then it makes complete sense for that person who's already on your team to sponsor that you have in common, because you're both benefiting from it, as you can see here from Unilevel commission. So when you look at elite, it's very similar to exceptional volume is 3,000. So once you reach 3,000 OV, you become an elite and you get paid for 5 levels. Premier is a little different. You can kind of see where it says the monthly OV is 5,000, but then underneath that it says you have to have 2 qualified legs. Well, what does that mean? That means you have to have 2 teams under you that are executive. And then if we look back over here, what does executive mean? Executive means 2,000 in monthly volume. So to be a premier, you have to have 2 executives under you in 2 different legs. When that happens, you get paid for 6 levels, which is pretty cool. And then silver is similar. The difference is you have to have 3 legs that are elites, and elites are 3,000 in volume. So once you have 3 people under you with 3,000 in volume each, you get paid for all 7 levels. And the other is you're going to actually start to get some type of profit sharing. We call them leadership pools. So silvers that have 3 elites actually get 1 share of the company's retail, or not retail, revenue worldwide. 2% of that revenue is divided up among the silvers, golds, and platinums. And silvers get 1 share of that shares, and platinums get 10. So right now, that share is worth anywhere from $150 to about $200. It kind of varies each month, somewhere in there. It can be a little more, a little less. So if you're a silver, you're going to get, let's say it's $200. You get a $200 bonus on top of your fast start, your Power 3, and your Unilevel. Golds get 5 times that, so that's an extra $1,000 just for being a gold. And then platinum is going to get 10 shares, so you're going to get $2,000, which is pretty. To reach diamond. To be diamond, you have to have 4 silvers, Blue Diamond's 5 golds, and Presidential is 2 golds and 4 platinums right under you. So for diamond performance pools, they get to split up 1% of the company's profit. You may be wondering, well, why is it 1% instead of 2? Well, there's a lot less diamonds in the company. So even though it's 1%, they're making a lot of these performance pools because there's less of them to split it between. And you can see that they get 1 share, Blue Diamonds get 2, and Presidentials get 3. This shows just a little bit more about those leadership pools and what I talked about. Okay, so doTERRA's compensation plan payout, I thought you might find this interesting. Silvers, on average, are paid about $2,000, a little over $2,000 each month. The range of those silvers is anywhere from $227 to $1,000. So somebody making $13,000 a month as a silver has a large organization. But that tells me that their organization must be set up under 1 or 2 legs because they haven't quite made it to gold, right? So it all depends on how many different legs you have under you and what levels those are. Golds are making a little less than $5,000 a month. Platinums, as you can see, $9,000, and so on. Presidential diamonds, $114,000 a month. So that's pretty cool. So the last thing I want to show you is in your back office. If I can get back there. If it will let me. Another thing that I find really helpful are Wellness Advocate Services genealogy and detailed genealogy. I like to go to here. This helps me keep track of orders that are going on each month. And this gets really detailed, but I'm happy to do any personal one-on-one training with any of you, locally in person or over Google Hangouts, just, one-on-one if anybody would like me to look at their tree and help them and help them with certain things and learning this back office. So for example, I can look here and this column here tells me what the next date is for everybody. So I can kind of see everybody right here on this screen except for one person has already processed their LRP order for this month. That's pretty cool. And I can see what they have spent in March and April and May. So I can kind of see and how strong the volume is going. You can also see if anybody has a duplicate order getting ready to run. I try and watch the dates, and if I notice that they had over here the next LRP order volume is equal to whatever they spent the previous month, I try and give them a little heads up to say, hey, have you changed your order? You might be getting the same shipment if you don't get it changed in the next day or so before your order runs. So I find this detailed genealogy very helpful for me for many reasons. So you might want to just kind of play around with that, just kind of keep an eye on it, take a peek at it every couple days, just to see what's going on and kind of learn the people around you. Summary genealogy is another useful tool for people building a doTERRA business, because this is going to show you how to have. I have mine set to just wellness advocates, so not including any personal customers. So I have over 6 wholesale customers, 519 of those are active. So 79% of them are ordering each month. See, so far I've got 44 new members this month so far as of the 20th. Last month I had 52 in my team, and before that we had 77. And then I can kind of take a look at my volume. March was a really big month with that deep blue special. April was a little bit less, and right now, as of May 20th, my team volume's at 46,000. Then you go down a little bit farther, it tells you how many people you have on each level, and that's kind of cool. Click on the numbers. Anything that's underlined here means that there's a link in that. You can actually click on it and see what's the detailed information is there. So if I click on my second level, it gives me a list of everybody and a lot of their information, which is really helpful. If I want to see who people are, I can click on that number and it tells me, well, if my computer cooperates, it tells me who those people are when it decides to process, and who enrolled them. So I can go through the whole list of all 44 people. So those are just some of the things that I like to take a look at on my back off. Let's go back over here, see if anybody has any questions. And you can unmute yourself, or also feel free to send me a Facebook message on Tammy Fawcett on Facebook, actually Tammy Miller Fawcett. Also an email at Tammy, TAMI FOSSETT at yahoo.com. I hope you found something new that you learned here tonight, maybe a few things that were helpful and educational. And hopefully next time we could actually start the class on time and end it in less than an hour without technical difficulties.